Okay, so now this brings us to our second story, called The 50-Cent Lesson in Persistence, written by Hill as well. After losing tons of money in the mining business, Mr. Darby learned another lesson. After achieving his degree in a school of hard knocks, Darby and his uncle were working together, grinding wheat in an old-fashioned mill. His uncle's farm was home to a number of black sharecropper families. One of the sharecropper's daughters visited Darby's uncle while he was helping him that particular day, stating that her mother wanted 50 cents. Darby's uncle refused to give it to her, chewed her away harshly, and then kept on working. After a few moments went by, his uncle noticed that she was still there, and he got very angry. In a much sterner voice, he urged the girl to go home or he would get a switch for her. But the little girl never budged. Finally, Darby's uncle charged at the small black girl to whip her for being disobedient. And do you know what that little girl did? Instead of running away for dear life, she surprisingly took one step towards him and screamed at the top of her lungs, "My mammy gotta have that 50 cents." The uncle stopped dead in his tracks, looked at her for a minute, and willingly gave her the $half-dollar coin in his pocket. The little girl took the coin, then backed away from the uncle and walked backwards out the door, coin in hand. It's a little crooked right there. Coin in hand. Darby couldn't believe what he had witnessed. He couldn't believe that a little black girl had conquered a white man. He couldn't figure out what had happened as he watched his uncle looking out into space, sitting down in a box, staring out the window. Well, years later, he found the answer to how an ignorant, illiterate black child conquered an intelligent white man. He began to realize that just as he didn't give up at selling insurance just because someone said no, the little girl was determined to receive the 50 cents for her mother, and she wasn't backing down. Now he had material to use when someone rejected his offer to purchase insurance. Anytime someone said no, he would remember how his uncle said no. But the little girl persistently stood there waiting for what she had come for. Darby had learned the art of converting defeat into stepping stones, which we will discuss later on. The truth is, for one to be successful, all that's needed is a sound idea, and it all begins with a single thought.